All right, you know what I realized we have not done is we have not really done a what's on the list for this 79 C3 revival. As you can see, there is some life in the paint. We're going to have to work to get it out. T-tops, both there, both the same color as a car, unlike the last one. It does look like it's had a new fuel filler lid put on it, or a different fuel filler lid, one with paint on it, shall I say. It does have what appear to be new replacement tail lamps. I know the turn signals do not work, and this backup light does not work, so that's on the list. Also, this is supposed to be black. To be correct, it's supposed to be black. To be correct, this is supposed to be silver. As you can see up there, there's a little bit coming through, so I got to figure out what I'm going to do with that, honestly. With the look I'm going for this car, if that's black and that's black, I'm not going to be mad at it. Not 100% locked in on that, but that's kind of where my mind is at right now. As you saw in the last video, rear suspension is halfway done. I got to get the other bolt on the other side and replace the bushings on that side so that way they match. Front suspension, still a bit of a basket case. You can see it's got, I shouldn't do that. It's got, it's got, you know, about a hand here, and it's got about barely 3 fingers. This is what I want. This is what I don't. Also on the list, clean up or replace these lug nuts just because they got some surface rust on them. And then for these wheels to be correct, this is going to be painted black again, as are these inside pieces. And I think if I zoom in, yeah, you can see a little bit there. From here, they look like they're correct, but definitely not there. Body-wise, with it sitting so crooked, you can see birdcage is good, but this has come delaminated from the birdcage, if you will. So I've got some adhesive for that. Also, you'll see the hood is a little off, but hold on. There we go. It'll slide right in place. And the reason it does that, that's not okay. I need to get these lines and get them all lined up. So I know I'll have to pull the hood for this. It'll be a couple person job, but I will, I'm just going to go through and see if I need to, there's like a insert nut that goes in there. If that's the case or what it is, I'm hoping it's something that can be easily resolved. Once I get the suspension level, I've got to go ahead and fix that too. I'm not happy with that, and I can't bring myself to pass that off to somebody if I know. Engine-wise, it's got a fairly new master cylinder. The headlights actually come up and down, no problem. Windshield wipers work no problem. So under here, it's going to get a really good clean. This is a great intake on there. I need to get that done. I do want to pull the valve covers anyway, because I want to look and see if there's roller rockers. You can see there's some leaks up here. So that obviously will be resolved once I pull the valve covers. Manifolds, stock manifolds. The good about these is it keeps the heat off the plug wires. And this has 8mm plug wires. So the plug wires have been upgraded. It's got the Excel HEI Super Coil. That was an upgrade. Obviously not any time in the last 10 years, but that was an upgrade. So I want to keep that. There's nothing wrong with it. Give it a good cleaning, get that looking good. Looks like all the hoses are fine. I haven't seen any causes of alarm yet. It does not have air condition, and I'm not 100% positive it will have air condition because there's a lot that goes into getting that going. We'll see. Not sure. I need to dig in a little bit and see why it doesn't have air condition. Could just be it went bad. In which case I have to get a bracket and a compressor and all that, and You know, I'm adding probably estimating around $800 to $1,000. And, you know, that's something that I'm trying to not do stuff like that, you know, and just continue to add on money if I don't need to in order to get this car into a new home and happy. And, you know, they're more than welcome to do that if they want air. Might be a better option for the next owner rather than me. We'll see. Obviously, this clean paint, a lot of cleaning and painting under here is going to bring a lot back. All the little things are right. I feel like this cable is in a decent condition, so I'm not too worried about that. I'm not sure if the antenna goes up. It does have an aftermarket radio. In here, you can see a lot of fading on the carpet. I'm going to see if through my magic dyeing powers I can dye it and make it look good. If not, we'll have to address that. Seat backs are fine. Obviously, the carpet pad is not. And then the seats have a bit of an orange tint as opposed to that red. So the seats are going to get dyed. It should be that color. Dashboard, I would say it's about an 8 out of a 10 in condition. Door cards, same thing. These are going to get dyed. Those are fine. That's what happens. You leave a car closed up that has questionable weather stripping, even from the factory. You know, full dye job on these door cards. That's going to be a pretty easy one to do, and that'll allow me to get in there. And I want to service the power windows. They do work, but not consistently, which tells me they're probably binding up a little bit. Dashboard, nothing needs to be done. I don't like the way the glove compartment is hanging, so I'm going to deal with that. This rear window trim, as I said. And then you can kind of see right there's a little separation. That's simple. That's a couple bolts, washers, and just tighten that back up. Do it on a nice hot day. After this thing's been sitting outside a little while, it'll be a little more pliable. Outside of that, as I have the door cards off, tighten up these mirrors. Replace or restore these emblems to 79 so it doesn't have the 25th anniversary on the front and rear like the last one did. And then the paint correction. Now for this one, I'm going to do it opposite of what I did before. I'm going to completely buff this thing, get it shining, and then go through and work on some of these scratches. Some of these are going to buff out. Some are going to have to be touched up. Again, it's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be better. Passenger side here, you can see a lot of the same love is needed on these door cards. Probably going to do a screw kit because I have a feeling there's a lot of just random rust. A lot of cleaning, obviously, but the interior is complete. I don't love how that is sitting. I also don't want to spend $500 on the rest of the carpet if I don't have to in order to fix that. So I'm going to have to deal with that one. Might just pull them out, let them lay flat for a little while, and see if the heat will help. I'm probably going to get the radio working. Leave that old school one in here, I think, but get it working. Shift boot's fine. I don't like the way those screws sit in there. This has been replaced. However, it's going to have to come out because the lighting, the instrument lighting, is not lighting up as bright as it should be. Probably just a bulb or two operating back there. And then, you know, just little odds and end things that I know are just going to pop up along the way. I'm going to address, and I'm going to try my best to just get this car back to what it should be. This drives me crazy. That's just sloppy. So I'm going to be taping and painting that and just making that look correct, just purely because it drives me crazy. Little details like that I'm going to have to fix. I am hoping I can get this car dyed back to where it should be, so that way I'm not ripping it all out, because it's perfectly fine, except for the obvious sun damage. You've heard it run, you know there's an upgraded cam in there. Obviously, if you look at some of the other things, like the upgraded coil, hopefully we see roller rockers in here. It's got a chrome fuel pump. It's got a chrome timing cover. Not that that makes it faster, but that means someone has gone in there. So chances are they added those when they were adding the cam. It definitely has a cam of some sort, an upgraded cam. And then, yeah, a lot of cleaning. That's really it. Carburetor-wise, I honestly have not spent a lot of time looking at the carburetor, so let me pull this off, and we'll see what we're working with carb-wise. Definitely needs to be cleaned See, it's got a really nice Edelbrock Torquer intake on it. And that, I think, also points to there's been some stuff done. However, it all needs to be cleaned up. New fan clutch has already been put on here. Like I said, the belts are fine. This is where the belt goes for the AC compressor. That's not a thing. It still has these flaps, which is neat. And then as we're doing, the finishing touches in the body, obviously, going over, cleaning the front, getting those front grills looking good, touching up little paint things right here. But that's the plan for this car. It's not a keep car. It's a get it looking good, running good, cruise worthy, and get it moving on down the road as one cool project car for the next owner. I think the most time-consuming things, honestly, it's going to be bringing this paint back, but it's totally going to be the make or break for the car. The other is going to be this passenger side and getting this right. I think this is probably outside of the buffing and bringing this paint back. This is going to be the time-consuming thing. I got the rear end done in, you saw the last video. If you haven't, go check it out. It was pretty simple. I was able to do it with myself 90% of the time, and then I had a friend come over and help me wrap it up because things are a little out of whack, and I needed a bigger brain and another set of hands. So that was not a big project. If you're looking to squat the rear end of your car, it's not an incredibly technical where I talk about you got to grab a half inch for this and a blah, blah, blah. No, it's just you can see the process of what you need to do and what you need to do if you kind of get stuck like I did. It's probably like a 10-minute video. But this is going to probably be a pretty time-consuming process to get it sitting right. People have told me that have knowledge of the car. It's got a 383 stroker. That's going to be a little harder to prove without knowing whoever built the engine. I'm probably going to dyno it. Oh, one more thing as I'm thinking about the dyno. There's a bit of a clunk when you put it in gear. I need to figure that out, but that's going to be a two-person job. I'm going to have someone look under there as I'm doing it and seeing if something is shifting around. In order of pain in the butt, it's going to be getting this paint back, fixing this front, and then troubleshooting the clunk, if you will, just purely to make sure it's not a safety issue. And then the rest of it's going to be the interior and getting this thing looking good. So if you want to follow along in the journey, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You can see where we are up until now. There's more projects coming after this one. This isn't the last C3 in the queue. This was a logical next step to work on because when this thing's right, it's going to be a really cool car. So hopefully you'll join me on this journey as we bring this thing back to life like we did the 78 60-day revival that took me 75 days. That has since moved on to a new home, and excited for that one to continue to be a fun project car. We're probably about 2 months on this build, maybe 2.5 to get it back. I hate assigning a deadline, but it'd be cool if I could get it done in 79 days. We'll leave it at that. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for checking out another video. Channel's growing like crazy. We're over 400 subscribers, 450-ish or something like that. So thank you to everyone who's jumped in. We'll wrap the video here, and we'll see you again as we jump into that.